Good afternoon, friends. Minhas, as promised, we are going to discuss in detail about how to approach the SIMCAT test series. Now, before we get into how the test is going to happen and so on, and how are you going to plan your further journey, this is my confession that this is the very first session I'm taking on Instagram. So, if technologically I'm fighting a bit, please bear with me. So, as promised, that we are going to have something of a SIMCAT 1 on 24th and 25th of April. Now, the questions, what I'm going to do is, for first, we are going to discuss how are we supposed to approach, and at the eventually, if you have a query, you can put it in the comment section, and then probably I can try to answer them. Let us start into, first of all, why now the SIMCAT or the first mock is going to be conducted on 24th and 25th of April. So the first question you should ask to yourself or to me is, why now? Now, one of the most important question you guys are going to see is that we have prepared a bit. You know, some of you have been into system for last 6 months, some of you have been into the system for last 3 months, or some of you have joined just last week. So everybody is on the different kind of preparations. So how do we approach such test paper? So let me be very honest here. The first mocks of anything is supposed to give you some feeling about how the actual test is going to happen. Now, one of the most interesting thing you are going to see is that whether you have a capacity to sit for 3 hours at a place or not. I have observed quite a few students sitting in the movie theater for more than 3 hours. It is quite possible because we are engaged into something non-brainer activity. However, when we are writing the test, it is quite difficult for us to stop fidgeting for 3 hours and apply our brain on certain number of things and probably solve the question. So that is going to be a little tough. We have to focus on that, how to sit at a place for 3 hours without fidgeting, without getting restless. Because more often than not, CAT is the combination of two things. Number one, your knowledge. Number two, your persistence for sitting at 3 hours and at a stretch. So this is number one thing. We should be trying to get comfortable with sitting for 3.5 hours at a test place. Now, if I tell you one more interesting thing, that if we are applying for CAT के दिन जब आप जाओगे, so you will have to be there at least for before 45 minutes of the starting of the test. So you go there, you start standing, you discuss something with your friends if you have the slot at the same place, or if you're alone, you have to stand alone and probably discuss or think something about the CAT. Next, after that the test starts, and after the test gets over after 3 hours, so you are coming out, and probably it would also require 15 to 20 more minutes. So effectively that is 4-hour examination. Even though we are sitting there for 3 hours, it is effectively 4 hours examination. So we have to be comfortable with that idea as well. So this is number one. Number two, we should be getting acquainted as well as with the test engine. There are a lot of things on the screen. You have got the question ka palette. There are a lot of questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 34 if you are writing verbal or quant. So there are buttons. There are buttons of clear the answer. There are radio buttons in the answer. There is a theta question where you have to click on the answers. Let's say, for example, answer is 3. So you will have to put the 3 or press the 3 ka button there, and then the answer will be there, and you have to save and next. Unless you're doing that, your answer will not be saved. If you want to mark the question for a review, so there is one button for that as well. So then there is a clock going on the screen. So all these things are supposed to be get acquainted with. So if I give you the CAT on the very first test, actual CAT is the very first test, you will be fumbling कि भाई कौन सा बटन कहाँ पर है. So that might create a problem. So this is the second idea. Third idea of a test is that if you have prepared for a long time, let's say for example you have been preparing for last 6 months or probably last 4 months, you get to know that on what level exactly are you. One of the reason student might not be able to crack any of the or CAT for that matter is that the lack of practice of CAT model questions. So we know how to solve percentage ka question, we know how to solve the progression ka question, but it might be little difficult for us to solve a question when the application based or CAD model questions are coming. So these are the general ideas of getting you guys acquainted with the SimCat from the April onwards. One more thing, because there are a lot of mocks. By lot of I mean you guys are supposed to write 40 mocks before you write actual CAT. Now what happens is, because SimCat is very close to CAT, one of the reason it is called simulated CAT. SimCat का full form होता है simulated CAT. So that is almost equal to CAT. So what happens is, when you write 40 mocks, by the time you're writing CAT, it will just be a 41st SimCat. So it is going to be that resembling. You have to ensure that you're writing as many mocks as possible. Ideal scenario, you're writing 40 mocks, so that you have a greater level of comfort while writing CAT. So these are the general ideas of why SimCat is happening right now. Now I'm going to get into a little bit more details. Those who have not attempted CAT ka paper last year, or those who have not gone through the format, I'm going to get into the format and the types of the questions and how do we approach them, and then how is the SimCat 1 going to help us in understanding that. That's what I'm going to get into. So let us start with something called format. Now what is the format? The moment you are sitting in the test, be it the SimCat or the actual CAT, you will be receiving the first set as verbal ability. After going through the rules and regulation of the software, you will be directed to the first set of the examination, that is called verbal ability. Now verbal ability, you will have 1 hour. You will have 1 hour to solve 34 questions. In these 34 questions, you will have 24 questions from reading comprehension section, 4 questions from the parajumbles, 4 questions from the odd one out, and 2 questions from the summary. So these questions are going to check you on the grounds of verbal. Very honestly speaking, if we haven't had a good reading before we approach the CAT or probably SimCat, the tackling of that particular area is going to be quite difficult, because believe me, some of the students might tell that reading comprehension is equivalent to unseen passages we have been doing in the school scenario or probably college scenario. I am sorry to disagree with that, because in the school scenario you had a very simple question, that what is the author telling in the second paragraph or probably third paragraph, what could be, what does this particular word mean in the passage. So that was quite easy. However, in CAT or the other examinations, this RC reading comprehension is going to be a little tougher. It is going to check more on the logical ground than the whether you can find the address of the answer or not. It is going to be more on the logical ground. Similarly, parajumbles are also going to check the logical ground of that. Now how do we devise the strategy of this kind of set? So I'm going to give you some general strategies for you guys. Now believe me, these general strategies might apply to you, might not apply to you. So what do? We simply talk to our mentors about the strategy after the first test, or probably after certain number of tests, by the time you are comfortable what kind of strategy you are going to check. So you have to discuss this thing with the mentor. However, I am giving you general strategies which I have been suggesting students for a long time. One of the strategies could be extremely simple, that if you are a good reader, you have had reading habit for last 2 to 3 years, you have read approximately 20-30 odd master's level books, so you can straight away go to the RC section, you start reading the RC, answer them, you go through the 6 RCs, and then you probably move to the parajumble and the other section. So what happens in this case, this strategy will be applicable only when you are comfortable with the lengthy amount of reading. There are few students who have a habit of completing a book overnight. Those probably could apply this strategy. There are students who have a habit of sitting at a place for 3 to 4 hours and keep on reading. However, that kind of reading is generally the novel reading. So उसमें अपन को मजा आता है, we enjoy that. So in CAT का RC we might not be able to enjoy. Now where do the RCs come from? Generally speaking, RCs are not novel ka part. RCs are probably coming from the newspaper articles, or probably book ka excerpts, or probably the interview excerpts. So this will be little arid reading. You might not be able to enjoy it. So those who have got good reading habit probably could start with all the RCs, then the parajumble and summary and the odd one out questions. Some people are not good with the heavy amount of reading, so they can straight away inverse this strategy, that boss, I'll go first with the parajumble questions, which are little less intensive and less energy consuming. Then after probably I'll go to odd one out and the summary writing, and then if after that I'll be probably going with 2 to 3 RCs. So this could be the strategy. Some of the students who can couple this strategy, that probably I'll check one RC first, then I'll go to 2 parajumble question or probably all the parajumble question, then I'll move to second RC, then the other area, then the third RC, then the other area, and so on. So this could be one of the strategy. Believe me, this is the general idea of the strategies. It could be, if I go in the little deeper manner, one of the strategy could be that I will first check my comfort zone RC. I have seen students doing fairly well as long as the scientific RCs are concerned, or probably commerce wala RCs are concerned. The moment we are getting into the psychology RCs or probably the philosophy RCs, a good reader also fumbles, because those RCs are not very much pertaining to us. शायद हमको इतना ज़्यादा समझ में नहीं आता उनके बारे में. So what happens is you have to decide that way as well, that you have to read probably 2 to 3 first lines of the RCs, then you decide, okay, this is my comfort zone and probably I'll be able to deal with them fairly easily. So this could be the other strategy. However, my suggestion is very very simple. Get in touch with your mentor and then find out the strategy. Boss, मेरे लिए कौन सा strategy सबसे अच्छा रहेगा? That's what the question you need to get the answer to. So this is as long as the verbal ability or reading comprehension section is concerned. Now, how do we get into that? Believe me, in RC, getting hold of the correct or wrong answer is quite dicey. Generally, students will be able to eliminate out of 4 options. 2 options are straight away eliminated. So you are left with only 2 options. Now the actual confusion starts. So how do you deal with them? So you have to be extremely clear about the RC understanding. My general suggestion is that those who have got good reading should start predicting the answer after reading the question rather than checking the option. This could be one of the thing. This is a little advanced strategy I am sharing, that you read a question and then you start predicting the answer, what could be the answer, unless those types of questions are coming well from the following arguments, which is the argument which is going to least support author's argument or author's point. So then you will have to check the options. However, if the general questions are coming, you can probably read the question and then expect or predict the answer. Okay, these are the answer going to be. So what you do is you just check the options whether they are conforming with your prediction. This could be one of the great strategy of cracking the RCs. So this is one of the way we can probably try solving the RC, reading comprehension. However, my suggestion for this section is that those who have got good reading probably could attempt the RCs and then get hold over it. The first primary target is to have the accuracy. So believe me, nobody expects you to score 99 percentile from the very first test, or nobody expects you to score more than 95 percentile as well, unless you're writing CAT or SimCAT series second time. Generally speaking, the focus is on the accuracy. You are attempting, let's say 30 or 24 questions and you get probably 22 correct and 2 wrong. You're attempting 15 questions, you're getting 14 correct, 1 wrong. Wonderful scenario. I think this is going to be the first target. Generally what happens is students straight away talk to us as a mentor ke sir, speed nahi aa raha hai. So we are not supposed to focus on speed as well. The speed will come later on, at the later stage. This is the first test we are writing, or probably this is one of the very first tests we are writing. We are not going to focus on something called speed at this juncture. You must have seen somebody preparing for the piano lessons. So we don't start playing piano at the very right speed from the very first day. We have to first understand how the keys are going to be played, and then later on we start practicing on the speed. So my suggestion is also on the same line, that focus on accuracy for the time being, that you have to ensure that okay, I am attempting 10 questions and those out of those 10 I am sure that 8 are correct and probably 2 are going to be wrong, 50% chances of getting them wrong, but this is my target, that which I have the 80% accuracy. So my logic is that focus on accuracy a lot. Okay, so this is as long as the verbal ability section is concerned. Second part, data interpretation and logical reasoning. Those who have not gone through any data interpretation sessions till now should just observe that how the data interpretation sections are coming. If it is easy, then you have to attempt it. If it is going beyond the comprehension level, just do not get into it. I remember last year, CAT 2019, we had one slot one where we had one the spider chart ka question. Even though the spider chart looks daunting, the calculation wise that set was quite easy. So it was not difficult. That's what I mean. So you have to do that. You check the set and categorize it, whether it is the easy question or the difficult one or the probably beyond my comprehension, so I'll not be even getting into that. So you have to decide. You read a set, decide के बॉस अच्छा ये इसको अपन थोड़ा बहुत ट्राई कर सकते हैं. So then and only then you go into DI more often than not are not calculation intensive as long as CAT is concerned. It may be, but generally speaking, they are not calculation intensive. So what you have to apply is more of a logic than and the less of a calculation. However, some calculation could be easily eased up by understanding of the fractions equivalent to percentage and the approximation and some multiplication, division. So this could be one of the way we can tackle the data interpretation ka part. However, my suggestion, those who have not solved any set, just go to a set, try to understand whether it is coming in your comprehension, then try it or else leave it. However, the logical reasoning part, where pure logical reasoning is there. Just for an example, last year CAT 2019 in the first slot we had some singer, some musician and the dancer wala set, which was fairly easily solvable of linear equation, linear arrangement question. Again, extremely easy, so you could probably go there and solve it. The other set was there of the letters were removed by, or the numbers were replaced by the letters, and you were supposed to find out. So those kind of questions are little easier to attack. Simply putting, you take a target of just solving 12 questions out of all the 32 questions of the DILR part, and probably you will be on a very right track. 12 questions are almost equal to 3 sets. So you just sit there, you have 20 minutes to solve one set, ensure that you are identifying the right set, and only then you are attempting it. So even if you have to read a set and then you have to reject it, I am perfectly, or you should be perfectly fine with that, because there is something called sunk cost fallacy. What happens is students get involved in such kind of things in a very on a very emotional level. कि सर मैंने तो ये सेट रीड करने के लिए आई हैव स्पेंड 5 minutes. आई थिंक मैंने थोड़ा बहुत कैलकुलेशन भी किया था. आई थिंक आई शुड बी अटेम्प्टिंग दिस क्वेश्चन. This is wrong. This could be a strategy which could backfire. Even if you're spending 5 minutes reading the question and you're not comfortable with it, just leave it at this juncture. First, जब तक आपका comfort नहीं आ जाता है test taking से, just leave that kind of set where you are a little dicey. So put that aside. Let us focus on the sets which are extremely easy to solve, or probably easier to solve. Now, what do I mean by easy? Where you have solved such kind of questions previously. That could be one of the definition. कि भाई हाँ ऐसा solve किया था मैंने probably 2 months back. I know how to approach and how to solve this kind of question. Or easy set could be which are innately easy. Data is not complicated. There are only 2 to 3 factors to consider. Probably arrangement questions or the circular arrangement question or the tabular matrix arrangement question. So those questions are generally considered to be easier. So where you have already solved them, or probably questions are innately easy, so you can easily approach such kind of questions. So again, my suggestion, try to go ahead with only 3 sets, 20 minutes each. I think you will be in a far comfortable position of having a control over the set. It shouldn't happen कि SimCAT हमको हो गया सर, हम SimCAT को नहीं हो गए. It should not be like that. I'm pretty sure this is very emotional statement I'm speaking. That is simply meaning that you should be in control of the test, and not other way around. That test is on taking control of you. So this is as long as the second part, DILR part, is concerned. Next part, quantitative aptitude, one of the most dreaded part by the student community across. I think I've been mentoring students for last 9 to 10 years. One of the major problem I have seen, or major discussion I have had with the student, is that sir, I am not able to solve quant question. There is something called maths phobia. I don't know what that is, whatever it is, but students generally take this thing very emotionally कि sir मुझे quant के question solve नहीं हो रहे, I am not getting that idea, I am not getting this idea. What happens is we probably are on the equal footing on the LR and DI part or probably verbal part as well, but somehow we are not very emotional about them. We are very emotional about quant. Now let us get into how do we approach quant section. Believe me, for the last 3-4 years, the CAT is more on the logical question than the calculation question. CAT is more checking whether you have the ability to apply a learned knowledge of quant or not. You know the quant ka lot of formulas, or probably this quant ka lot of formulas. You might not be able to apply them to solve a question unless you are understanding the question on the logical ground, on the application ground. So let us ensure it is not just the quant ka fundamental knowledge. Obviously fundas are exceptionally helpful. However, it is the application of those fundas which is going to help you a lot. So let us focus on this. How do we go ahead with that? So I'll divide them, the quant ka part, into certain areas. That is, number one, the arithmetic. In arithmetic, I'll rather focus on percentage and its application, on probably ratio and its application. Then you have got time and work, time, speed and distance. So these questions form a major chunk of any or probably CAT. This has been the trend for last 3 to 4 years. So these are the major chunk. So somebody who wants to have a greater control on these areas must solve at least 50 to 60 questions per chapter. So probably percentage is one chapter, profit and loss is one chapter. Those who have been preparing for last 6 to 7 months, I think they've already done this. So we need to focus. Those who are new to it, let us not get into के चलो आज से अपन percentage के 50 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे. This is the general idea that you should have solved these many questions of per set to get the control over them. Major idea is to get into the CAT model question. So I know that 1/8 is 12.5%, but how is it applicable to a particular question that I need to check? In probably CAT 2019 or 18, I am not able to remember it correctly, but there was one set from it is CAT 2018. There was one set from the coordinate geometry, and believe me, no formula of coordinate geometry could render you solve those questions, so solve that question. It was a very interesting kind of questions where you did not need to apply any formula per se, but it was pure logical question. If you have a visualization ability, you would have been able to solve that question. That was on the line of, there is a line which is parallel to y-axis, which is 4 units away from the origin, and there is a line which is parallel to x-axis, and A, B are on that second line, and probably B, C are on that vertically parallel line, or probably the parallel to y-axis. So that kind of question was there. A triangle का कुछ बनाना था, and then you had to find out that what is the distance from the origin to point A. Now this question could not have been solved even if you knew almost all the formulas. What it was checking whether you are able to visualize it or not. So this is one of the aspects we should be focusing, how effectively we are able to apply the concepts of on CAT. Nothing else. If you are coming and telling कि सर मुझे बहुत सारे formulas याद करवा दो and I'll be able to crack CAT, highly unlikely. So how do we approach this now? Decide it this way. Generally speaking, any test, whether it is CAT, ZAT, IFT or any test, generally have divided questions into 3 parts. Number 1 is the easier questions. Number 2 is moderate question. Number 3 is the difficult question. This strategy I am sharing is at the later stage. It is going to be used at the later stage where you have gone through all the areas. Then you can decide that this is the easier question, moderate question or difficult question. Because you have not been exposed to that particular area, you will not be able to decide whether it is an easy or moderate or difficult question. However, let me share this strategy, and then I'll come to a strategy where those who have prepared for certain areas can tackle the exam. So easy, moderate and difficult. Easy question generally form approximately 20% of the question. So in CAT or SimCAT for that matter, 34 ka 20%, 6 or 7 questions. You are going to face 7 questions which are approximately 7 questions which are falling in the category of easy. They are easy question. Anybody who has had some fair amount of practice could be able to solve it. So those 7 questions should not be the problem for anybody who is prepared. The second part is approximately 60% question will be falling into the moderate ka category. So and the remaining 20% will be falling in the category of difficult. So 7 here, 7 here, 14 gone. So those 20 questions which are the moderate category question are going to be a big challenging or big make or break section. How do we tackle them? Extremely simple. You have to get acquainted with those areas. Those 20 questions are going to play a major role in increasing the percentile. Those 7 questions, the easier 7 questions, almost everybody will be able to solve. You have to focus more on these. Now, how do we get into that? Extremely simple. You should have solved practice wala sets from the MyIMS website for these questions. I think you will be able to easily tackle those 20 middle wala question. And the last 7 questions are generally to be avoided. Generally speaking, to be avoided. What will happen? They are not given in this section के वहाँ पे लिख दिया है कि भाई ये easy question है तो वहाँ पे E लिखा हुआ है, moderate है तो question पे M लिखा हुआ है. It is not going to happen like that. They are sporadically distributed. Out of these 34 questions, any could be easy, moderate or difficult. So you have to apply your own judgment. Okay, this is the easy question, I'll probably solve it. This is the difficult question, I'll probably avoid it. This is the moderate question, I'll solve this question later on. Something like this. So if you spend some time doing or solving the difficult question, you might be very proud after the test. Boss, I solved the most difficult question of CAT, but the IIMs are not going to give you a call because they are not looking for the person who is mathematician or who could solve a most difficult question. Eventually they don't get into किसने कौन सा question solve किया था. They check what is the score. Simply speaking, what is the score. So this should be the strategy. You have to actively avoid the difficult question at this juncture and focus more on the easier and the moderate wala question. ठीक है. So I hope I am making sense as long as this strategy is concerned. Easy, moderate and difficult strategy. We are going to discuss a lot on these strategies when we are doing the analysis of a particular test. So SIMCAT 1 analysis or probably SIMCAT 2 analysis will be getting into the lot of details of how do we particularly decide which question is easy, which question is moderate and which question is difficult. So probably for some student 91 raised to 33 divided by 10, what is the remainder, is quite easy question. But those who are dreaded by the remainder question would probably find themselves fumbling over the question के boss ये क्या लिखा है, something like that. So ठीक है, so we will get into those details at the later stage when we are analyzing the mocks. Now at this juncture, what should happen? What should be my strategy to tackle quant section? Very simple. You have to focus only on the areas where you have already solved a question or you are comfortable with. Some people are comfortable with time and work since they had studied that thing in the school days. Some people are not comfortable with inequalities and functions and the progressions and the algebra per se. So we are at the juncture where we have not studied them thoroughly. We should be in the position or non-emotional, detached from them कि भाई इसको छोड़ना है अभी मुझे. So even if it is very easy function का question, I might argue later on कि यार ये तो बहुत simple question था. That is fine. You leave that particular question in the examination. Reason is very simple, because if you are fumbling with a question which is not from your studied area, you are going to do disservice to the areas which you have already studied. So let us ensure those who have studied, I generally, as long as Bhopal students are concerned, they have already gone through percentage, profit and loss, module 1 per se, linear equation, quadratic equation, ratio and proportion, alligation, mixture. So ये सारे chapter उनके हो चुके हैं. So let us ensure that we are not fumbling with these questions. If you are fumbling with these questions, that simply means you have not done a sufficient practice of the questions we had already studied in the classroom or probably in the. To study a chapter, let's say for example we are studying linear equation and quadratic equation advanced, extremely fine. Now I will solve every possible question given in my module, that is module 2, and the MyIMS login. I'll try to solve all the questions. I'll try to probably see all the varieties. If I'm not able to understand, just ask the doubts on the Telegram group. So that way you are accumulating knowledge to solve particular type of questions. ठीक है, I am pretty sure that if I give you that question that 5 by x plus 3 by y is equal to 1, so how many pairs of x and y will have a positive integer solution, so you will come up very easily for that kind of solution. So that simply means you have gone through that concept, you have solved approximately 4-5 questions and you're comfortable कि बॉस अब तो कहीं से भी दे दो, इसका थोड़ा बहुत तो जगह करके हम लोग सॉल्व कर लेंगे. This is what I mean to say by learning the concept, solving the question and getting the doubt solved. So these are the things you should have done for the chapters you have already studied. So this is what it is going to look like the entire test paper. I hope I am being very clear here. Verbal ability, I've already shared the strategy that you have to focus those 3 various strategies. You have to, if you're a good reader, go on, do the RC, then do the other verbal ability question. If you're not a good reader, reverse the strategy, do the verbal ability question, then move to the RC, and don't try to solve all the RCs or else you will fumble. Or probably if you're falling in the third category, जिसमें थोड़ा सा combination लगाना पड़ेगा, I solve 1 or 2 parasample question, then I solve 1 RC, then and so on. Then I do the some odd one out ka question, then I solve 2 RCs, then I'll do the summary ka question, then I'll do the RCs and so on. One of the other strategy I shared was, you devise the plan that this is my area ka RC, so I'll probably solve it, and this is not my area ka RC, so I'll not solve it. DILR, as I shared, data interpretation, those who have not gone through it, just do not attempt it, usko thoda sa side pe rakho. We will learn it and we will be probably able to attempt it. Again, as I told you, it is not calculation intensive. LR, those you have those areas which we have already tackled, linear arrangement, circular arrangement, matrix, conditionalities and groupings, so those are supposed to be attempted. General number will be at this juncture. If you are able to solve 12, consider yourself in a good position. If the number is less than 12, little bit concerning things are there, because 12 questions in 60 minutes, that simply means 5 minutes per question. So those 5 minutes per question is a big number. So 12 questions are supposed to be attempted. Next, quant, those areas which you have already solved should not be missing any question. Probably easier and moderate question from those areas are also supposed to be applied. And the learning method after the SIMCAT 1 should be that you study a topic, solve questions, as many questions as possible from that particular area, module, learning section, practice section, testing section and so on, and then doubt clearing with the faculty. So this is going to help you accumulate a certain knowledge about that particular area. Now overall, give me a second. Overall strategy, you have to keep one thing in mind, that is accuracy. You should not attempt any question which is beyond your comprehension. Just do not be guesswork वाला thing कि भाई एक जय माता दी करके कोई टिक लगा दिया हमने और वो जो है सही हो गया, so we are praising ourselves कि हाँ चलो क्वेश्चन करेक्ट हो गया, वो सही है कि गलत है, किस मेथड से करेक्ट हुआ सा, वो नहीं. Let us get into the right mode or right approach of the question. Solve question, get the correct answer, and then and only then tick it. Just do not tick it for the sake of कि सर 100 क्वेश्चन है उसको तो टिक लगाना है. Let's not get into that. This strategy will probably apply in ANMAT where the negative marking is not there. Where the negative marking is there, you have to be very cautious about attempting the questions. Okay. Now what are we supposed to do after the examination gets over? This is the SIMCAT gets over. Extremely simple answer. Do as detailed analysis as possible. And by analysis, what I mean is this: we have got very supremely capable software and the website to do that. That how much time you spend per question, how many minutes have you spent on a particular set or a particular question. This question is easy, you did get it wrong. This question is difficult, you did get it wrong. Or probably this question is moderate, you got it correct. So all those kind of analysis are already there on the websites. Extremely detailed analysis. However, one more thing you should do is you should be clear about what kind of areas are giving you confidence, what kind of areas are giving you pain. I remember I was taking a mentoring of a student 2 to 3 days back, and he told me very clearly कि sir ये अलजेब्रा वाला पार्ट कभी इतना डिटेल में किया नहीं है, फंक्शंस और इनक्वालिटीज किया नहीं है, सो मुझे उस पे कंफर्ट नहीं है, आई एम नॉट कॉन्फिडेंट अबाउट इट. एक्सट्रीमली सिंपल, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. व्हाट I was very happy listening to that because somebody knew कि भाई ये एरिया दिक्कत देने वाला है, so we can probably I could give him a plan कि बेटा आप एक काम करो, 50 क्वेश्चन इसमें से सॉल्व कर लो, 50 क्वेश्चन ये सॉल्व कर लो, and then you will be on a comfortable ground. डाउट से आप पूछ लो, फटाफट अपन उसको सॉल्व कर लेंगे. So that is one thing you should be extremely clear about, that this area is under control, this area is not under control, and that the areas where you are not confident or you do not have a control, you can start working on them. So that is the crux of the analysis. Now how many hours we should do the analysis? Probably 2 hours at this juncture, 2 hours. At the later stage probably we will start increasing the amount of hours spent at the analysis. So 3 घंटे का अगर टेस्ट चल रहा है तो मेरे हिसाब से 3 घंटे का एनालिसिस होना चाहिए, checking all the areas in the very detailed manner. Question by question analysis should be there so as to be very very confident about the test or about the test taking strategy. Now again, why am I telling that question wise analysis should be there? One of the very interesting thing happens that you are going to solve so many questions that some of the other questions are going to fall into the repetitive category. So let's say for example first 10 marks you have solved certain number of questions, so those questions the pattern थोड़ा बहुत logic वो same रहेगा और उसको आप apply करते जाओगे. So you will, that's how you accumulate knowledge, that I did not know a particular thing today, I am learning that thing, and next day if that thing comes up to me I will be able to solve it. So that's what I mean by accumulation of knowledge. That is what is supposed to be done. So detailed analysis question wise is supposed to be done as long as quant is concerned. DILR in the analysis or doubt clearing, what you can do is you can sit with a friend कि चलो भाई आपने कैसे सॉल्व किया था, मैंने कैसे सॉल्व किया, अच्छा आई अप्लाइड दिस लॉजिक, ओके आई वाज एबल टू सॉल्व इट इन 15 minutes. Probably the online solutions are going to give you one method of solving, your friend probably could be able to give you another solution, the mentor team will be able to give you the better solution. So you have to be in that open mode कि भाई कोई अगर मुझे अच्छा मेथड बता दे तो I will be applying this. So this is as long as DILR is concerned. Verbal का strategy very very simple. Discuss the RCs with the either mentors or the friends, जो भी easily available आपको अभी हो रहा है. जब आप RC उनके साथ डिस्कशन कर रहे हो या मेंटर के साथ या फ्रेंड्स के साथ डिस्कशन कर रहे हो, सो ट्राई टू फाइंड दैट वेयर यू आर गेटिंग रॉन्ग. व्हाट हैपेंस इज जनरली स्टूडेंट्स आर वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन वेयर डिड यू गेट रॉन्ग, एंड देन अच्छा ये लॉजिक गलत था, ओके फाइन, नेक्स्ट दिस इज द आई क्लिक्ड बी and C is the answer, okay I was wrong that way, okay fine. So you are not doing the analysis, you are just checking whether you are right or wrong. What I want is, even if you are doing that particular question correct in RC, you go there and check, is this right, is that question correct because of my logic or it is just correct because of the random marking. Similarly if you're wrong, ensure that you get to the very crux of the wrongness कि बॉस ऐसा क्यों हुआ है, मेरे साथ गलत क्यों है. You should be in a position to have a debate with somebody कि भाई मुझे तो ये RC में देख के ये लग रहा है, why my answer is wrong. So you have to be extremely detail oriented as long as the analysis of any test is concerned. So obviously the analysis should be there. After that you have to get into the doubt clearing mode. Okay, I tried to solve this question, I am not able to solve it. Online solution मुझे पढ़ा मैंने, समझ में नहीं आया मुझे, मैंने अपने दोस्तों से डिस्कशन किया, I was not able to understand. Now come to mentors, they will be able to solve your doubts extremely easily. So ensure that you are solving the doubts. Okay, doubts should be solved of the areas where you have already studied. ऐसा नहीं कि जिसने लीनियर इनइक्वालिटीज नहीं पढ़ा है वो अपन इनइक्वालिटीज के डाउट सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. वेट फॉर द लेक्चर टू बी कंडक्टेड. एट दिस जंक्चर सॉल्व द डाउट्स ऑफ द ओनली दोज एरियाज वेयर यू हैव स्टडीड. नेक्स्ट वाला पार्ट आफ्टर द डाउट क्लियरिंग, एंश्योर दैट इन अ डे और टू यू आर गेटिंग ऑल द डाउट सॉल्व. डू नॉट कीप द डाउट्स पेंडिंग. डाउट्स पेंडिंग आर वो जो आंख में चुभती है कोई चीज, जो बाल ऐसे टूट के आंख में चला जाता है, इट इज दैट थिंग. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू लेट यू बी कंफर्टेबल in any of the examination. And the last part after the analysis and the doubt clearing is done, you should do the mentoring. Ensure that you are getting in touch with your mentor के सर मैंने ये logic apply किया था. Get into as many detail as possible. Ensure that you are writing all the things, sitting with the mentor and डिस्कसिंग एवरीथिंग इन द डिटेल कि सर मैंने ये किया था, माई स्ट्रेटेजी वॉज दिस, आई डिड दिस थिंग रॉन्ग, आई डिड दैट थिंग रॉन्ग एंड सो ऑन. पूरा डिटेल में अपन को डिस्कशन करना चाहिए विद दी मेंटर्स, एंड बिलीव मी मेंटर्स आर एक्सट्रीमली कैपेबल टू टैकल योर queries. We have seen students doing, getting 30 percentile in the first mocks, and by the time they are reaching to the end one, they are getting more than 90-95 percentile, or probably reaching to their caliber 99 percentile. बहुत बार होता है. So let us ensure first test में जो भी score आए, I am not interested in the score. If you are scoring well, I would probably have a greater doubt कि भाई अभी ये preparation stage पे इतना ज़्यादा score कैसे आ गया, unless you have already written CAT once. So let us not focus on score at this juncture. Focus on accuracy, focus on getting acquainted with the test ka format or the test engine, do the analysis, doubt clearing, and then mentoring. This is what I wanted to convey as long as the first test is concerned. Now you have questions, you can straight away share it with me. I'll be glad to answer them. Okay, so anybody has any question, I'll be available on Telegram, WhatsApp, Instagram chat, Facebook chat. You can drop the questions there and I will be glad to answer them. All the best for the test. Any discussion, do connect. Thank you.